All right, and welcome to the first and official episode of the Sports Battery. I am Monte, and this is the co-host Matthew. And today we are going to get started, and we are going to talk about the Washington Commanders and their upcoming 2024 season. Matt, welcome tonight. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's a pretty exciting time to be a Washington fan, man. Everything we've been through, getting ready to turn 29, man. I've known nothing but pain this time, and I'm excited, dude. I've never had more excitement than I have now for various reasons. And this draft is going to be the
Right.
biggest draft ever, not just because of our spot, but you look at the Chicago Bears too. It's crazy what's going to happen, man. And there's
Yeah.
like less than 60 days to the draft, and I can't stop thinking about what's going to happen.
Yes. Yeah. The Chicago Bears. They're the number one pick this year, which
Yeah, but
is
listen, they had it last
wild.
year and they traded it, so now they have it again. And what do you do? Do you keep Justin Fields, who's 25 years old, or do you draft Caleb Williams?
That's true. That's true. Now, let me ask you this: Do you think Caleb is gonna be the first quarterback drafted? Because there's a lot of mock
Yeah.
drafts saying that Jaden Daniels could be picked, um, Drake May. So I don't know.
For me, I think Caleb Williams is clearly the best quarterback, but for as a Washington fan picking second, I want to inquire about the price, but we can't fall into the same traps that Dan Snyder would fall into, right? Now that we have all this firepower, we have two picks in the second round this year and two picks in the third round.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm open to discussing it. We have the most salary cap space available in the entire league at $91 million, so we can go out and get anything, really. But our new general manager said he's not going to go on a spending spree. He'll take as much time as he needs. But for me, I think like I'm in a place where I say you keep those picks
Yeah,
and you pick Jaden Daniels second. I've switched a couple times
yeah,
between him and Drake May, but I feel like you look back to like a prime Robert Griffin III before his injury,
yeah,
and we were 9-7. I would love to have that to go through that again, right? But you got to do a better job this time around protecting him. We'll learn from our previous mistakes this
yeah.
time around.
I got you. Now, do you think So you believe that you got the Washington should take a quarterback the first pick?
Well, Sam Howell's pretty good, but I don't think anybody in this leadership group is married to him. So,
Okay.
so you got to understand, like his trade value, from what I hear, is like a third round pick. But I don't mind keeping him on and competing. If he's going to be better going into the season, maybe you start him. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm open to whatever, but nobody on this coaching staff, brought Sam Howell here. So, it's typically going to be a new quarterback then.
I got you. No, I thought Sam Howell. I thought he did okay, decently for with all the changes with the new owner and new coaching, and
Hmm.
I think he did okay. Like you said, you
Yeah,
have him to
yeah.
compete. So
Yeah, man, and got put in a tough spot. We have a good wide receiver core,
yeah,
so I don't know, you know, how else we could help him. I know the offensive line is an issue, but overall, I think like his decision making is just not there, and that was pretty obvious. Like, he totally didn't bring it versus the Bills at home.
yeah.
But both times we played the Eagles, he just like totally crushed it, and he just like totally missed the bus when we played the Bears, I guess. You remember that night? You know what I mean? He's just,
No,
so
yeah,
listen,
yeah,
like that was tough to watch, and I think that's why Eric Bieniemy's not even here anymore, man. It's because of the Bears game, honestly.
yeah. No, that. Don't get me started on that game. That game was wild. Yeah, Eric, he comes in there 1 year and then he's gone. 'Cause the first couple games, I definitely was like looking at Sam Howell in the offense, like
Yeah.
or
Well, I
something.
went to opening day, man. And like it just was. I went to opening day and we didn't really have it going until like late in the third, and it was so depressing to see Josh Dobbs at the time was the Cardinals quarterback just
Yeah,
like slowly take over, man.
yeah, Josh Dobbs, yo, he was doing his thing this year. This is crazy. No, man, I definitely feel you. Josh, yeah. Um, but do you think so with Dan Quinn? Do you guys think you guys will be more solid for defensive wise with
Well, listen, a
Southern
lot of
Saints?
guys like Stephen A. Smith hate this pick. I don't really know why. I think that, a lot of people say things like Josh Harris and this group, they're basketball owners and all that. They don't know what to do. At the end of the day, I think they went with somebody. You got to understand, these people spent $6 billion to acquire this team. They're not going to do something that they don't think is a good idea, right? So I think they did their due diligence, something that Dan Snyder would have never really done to the full
Yeah,
degree, I feel like. I think that what they hired that guy from Golden State, Bob Myers, and everybody else, right?
yeah,
And they all got together in a conference room and they came together, they made their decision making process, and they said, okay, we're going to go with Dan Quinn. You have to understand, we had the worst defense in the league practically last year. If you don't
yeah.
recall, man, I remember that game on Thanksgiving against Dallas, and they
Dallas.
fired Jack Del Rio the next day. It's tough, man. Jonathan Allen, in my opinion, doesn't want to be here anymore. I think he's given up on us.
You think so?
Well, he's openly complaining about it. Like, he doesn't
Yeah,
want to be here, and I don't blame him because he's gone through it all, right?
yeah.
Maybe a fresh start for him, but we just signed De'Aaron Payne to a long-term contract. He's going to be here
I think
for
Payne.
sure.
I think Payne's a he's a beast.
Yeah, he's something else, man, right?
Aaron Payne is he's a monster. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. 4 year, $90 million contract. I
But what do you think? Do you
yeah.
think that Jaden Daniels is better than Drake May?
You know what? To be honest with you, I watched a lot of LSU games, and he looks pretty. He's pretty good. I don't know how he didn't. I see why he won the Heisman, but I don't understand why he didn't get as much hype as he did because a lot of the hype was surrounded by Caleb Williams and Drake May and also Bo Nix. So you always heard those names for quarterbacks, but then when you hear Jaden Daniels, I was like, I honestly didn't hear about him until like the middle of the season. I knew who he was because I watched, LSU games. I watched a lot of the
Hmm.
games, SEC games. But when I saw him play, I was like, oh, he's nice. I I think he's nice. But a lot of experts right now are comparing him to Lamar Jackson. So it looks like he looks like he's more of like a pocket passer than Lamar Jackson. But I mean, it
So I'm
looks like he
saying
also you
he
can
might be better than Robert in the pocket too,
yeah. So that's what he also kind of reminds me of a little bit more. He like a more athletic RG3. So, but I think he's gonna be more. I think he's gonna be solid wherever team he goes, pretty much. Like I said, he won the Heisman for a reason, and I think whatever team grabs him, and if Washington does grab him, I think the offense, whatever offense he'll play in, will definitely be working around him, like how a lot of like quarterbacks like Lamar and others, with their offense is
Well, you got
really
to
based
understand, man,
around
we're in
him.
the NFC East right now, and it's going to be tough for many years to come. You have to get a game changer. You can't go get a basic guy. Drake May might be the next Kirk Cousins for all we know, right? Maybe he
Yeah,
could be the next Peyton Manning. Maybe he could be Kirk Cousins. I heard the ceiling is Justin Herbert, but the floor could be Will Levis, right? So I don't know. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
with Jaden Daniels, the ceiling could be Lamar Jackson, and the floor is basically Robert Griffin post injury, right? Who knows what could happen? But like I
yeah,
said, you're dealing with with a group of people that have gone through this before, just about a decade ago, and this time we'll do it a little differently.
right.
This time, if he's hurt, we'll pull him out for God's sakes.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you this: if Caleb is taken first by the
Mhm.
Bears, you would want Jaden Daniels to be picked second from the
Well,
Commanders.
I mean, that's just my opinion right now. I think that when playing in the NFC East, you have to go get that X factor. You're going to have to because it's going to be tough. You're talking about if you want to win this division, you got to have to win at least 9 football games in the year. And are you going to, do you feel more comfortable doing that with Jaden Daniels or Drake May is what you're going to have to decide. If you truly feel like Caleb Williams is that guy, I'm open to having that conversation. We have $91 million to spend. We can go get whatever we need, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
But but I advise, man, that we can't overspend for him, especially with the new owner going through this new process. Speaking about new change, maybe it's not the right time to make a blockbuster trade. With two good candidates at quarterback right there, I think you take one of those guys. And I keep switching my mind, and as I learn more, I keep switching. But I'm in a place today where I think Jaden Daniels may be a bigger X factor if he pops off, right?
Yeah, I think he can definitely be one of those guys who's not ranked as as like the top as at their position, but once they are drafted, they can show off and show out and be like, oh, this is why this guy won the Heisman. This is why he was drafted
Yeah.
the number he
I could
was.
be totally wrong. Drake May could probably be the best one of the bunch when we look back on things. Who
Yeah,
knows, right? Who
yeah,
knows? But like I said, they're gonna have to understand that though. Jalen Hurts is gonna be here for a while,
yeah,
right? And then who knows how good the Cowboys are gonna be, because they drops off all the time. But I do know that if you want to beat Jalen Hurts, you're gonna have to win 9 football games in the year.
yeah,
You want that division title at least.
yeah. Jalen Hurts, Cowboys with Dak Prescott. Yeah, you're
Hmm.
right. Now, I don't think it's gonna happen, but apparently there's another rumor going around saying the Giants are gonna try to trade up for a quarterback, even though they have
Yeah.
Vito and Daniels. I guess they're
Where
still.
are they picking?
You
I
said
think they picked six, right? Yeah, that's
I
pretty solid.
believe they. Yep, they picked six. Yep, they picked
So
six right
listen,
after the Chargers.
I think the value for a first pick, and you look at the Bears trade last year, typically you have to give them like three first round picks, right? So if you're going to pick, or something like equivalent to a first round pick, and that's openly debatable, right? They negotiate that themselves.
Yeah,
So like last year, so they got two picks and DJ Moore and some other late round picks instead of that third other pick. So they can, the Bears got to decide, are we going to, trade or not? But for the Giants, I think they've given up on Daniel Jones. They're going to pay him a lot of money for a while, but that other guy, DeVito, he's not going to be the long-term answer,
right,
right?
right, right. Yeah, I agree.
So they do need one, but I don't think guys like Michael Penix Jr. or JJ McCarthy are going to be popping off as early as maybe the Giants are looking for. So maybe this is a good time for them to trade up.
Yeah, it
But the
almost seems
Bears,
like
though, I think the Patriots are definitely keeping their pick, and we're definitely picking a quarterback. So you're going to have to trade with the Bears.
yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. It also look, yeah, it definitely looks like the Giants. They look like they're doing a